everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I'm one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. Marvelous Mouse Travels is the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that are focused on different destinations. We are also Universal's first ever diamond travel agency. And so that is the highest sales level possible with Universal Parks and Resorts. And so that speaks to the number of vacations that we plan as an agency to this destination and the level of expertise in this destination that comes along with that. We were also chosen back in 2019 by Universal as the top travel agency in the country for Universal Parks and Resorts. So we have a great working relationship with Universal and travel to that destination a lot on our own vacations to train on site there. But we also get to send so many of you on vacation there too. And so if you have been a member of this group for a while, or if you have trusted our agency to help you plan your Universal vacation, thank you so much for your support. This is Sundays with MMT, and this is a weekly live agent panel video series that we do in one of our Facebook groups every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're really excited to be here in this group tonight to talk to you about Universal City Walk. So we have a lot of information that we're going to share with you, but we also want to reserve some time at the end of our video to take any questions that you might have. And so feel free at any point as we're sharing our information with you to go ahead and drop those questions that you have in the comments, and we will be happy to come back to those at the end and get through as many of them as we can. We're using a platform called StreamYard to go live tonight. And so StreamYard may ask you if you want to pose a question to approve it to display your username and profile picture. Just know that you can decline that permission if you'd like to, and you can still post those questions and comments anonymously, and we'll still be able to interact with you that way. So I'm joined tonight by three of our marvelous agents. Ladies, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And if you would take just a second to tell everybody your name, how long you've been with the agency, and what's the best way for people to contact you if they're interested in planning a trip.
Hi, I'm Katie Johnson, and I've been with the agency about 8 months. And you can reach me at katie.johnson@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi, I'm Katie Kennedy, and I've been with the agency since March of 2020. And the best way to contact me is katie.kennedy@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hey y'all, I am Amy Kraus, and I have been with Marvelous Mouse Travels for just over 1.5 years. You can reach me at amy.kraus@marvelousmousetravels.com.
And again, my name is Ginger Pierce. I have been with the agency just over 3 years. I'm a master planner, and the best way to get in touch with me is to visit my blog, which is gingermmt.com. That has links to all of my social media channels there. So, ladies, Universal Orlando is obviously one of the most popular vacation spots for families, and there is so much to do inside the Universal theme parks. But what a lot of people don't realize is that there's actually a lot to do outside the Universal theme parks as well. And so we're going to be talking specifically tonight about Universal City Walk. And so for those maybe who are new to Universal, let's explain for everybody what is Universal City Walk.
So Universal City Walk is basically it's Universal's dining, shopping, and entertainment district. So this area actually kind of is where both of the parks, the entrances to both of the parks will be found. So it's a great way to get from one park to the other, but also just kind of walk around, mingle, and enjoy some really good food.
Yeah, for sure. And so I think the natural question that comes with that when we're talking about Universal City Walk is there an admission fee for Universal City Walk?
There is not an admission fee to get into Universal City Walk. You can go and enjoy it, and you can even get your picture in front of the large globe out there because that's outside of the parks. So it is free.
Yeah. Definitely. And, there is a parking fee associated with Universal City Walk, but after a certain point in the evening, I believe that at 6 p.m., you can actually park for free after that point. So if you're visiting Universal City Walk like during the daytime, you are going to have to pay the regular parking fee that you would pay if you were just going to the parks. But in the evening hours, you have the opportunity to park for free and to still go in. So I love the fact that Universal City Walk is so conveniently located to the parks, because other theme parks in the Orlando area, which we love, we love all theme parks in Orlando equally. But some of the others, one in particular, is a sprawling, massive property. And so if you are trying to get from a park to their shopping, dining, entertainment district, you're taking a bus or you're driving your car, like it's going to take you a while to get there. Whereas at Universal, you can walk easily from the parks to Universal City Walk. You can walk from a lot of the resort hotels to Universal City Walk. You can take a water taxi. Like that's one thing, if you really enjoy, speaking of the water taxi, we have some footage of that. But if you enjoy just having everything conveniently located, Universal is a great choice, because you do have, with the convenience of City Walk, you have so much access to so many great restaurants and so much great entertainment. So let's talk about entertainment for a second. What is there to do at Universal City Walk?
There's some mini golf, which my kids really love. Who doesn't love mini golf?
Right.
You can see the best movies at their theater there, which is, it's big, it's huge.
They also have a really big Universal Studios store. So if you're not going to the park, but you want to get some merchandise or some gifts, you can also shop there. You'll find the majority of the items that you would find in the park in that store. Of course, inside the parks, there might be some specialty shops within certain areas of the parks that might have certain items. But for the most part, you'll find most everything inside that Universal Studio store.
Yeah, that Universal Studio store too. They just redid that like just a few months ago, and so it is huge. It's one of the biggest Universal stores, that I think it's actually larger than the one that is in actual Universal Studios itself, like by quite a lot. And so it is really, definitely worth going and just checking that out. But there's lots of other places to shop too. You can find some brands that you're familiar with there. You can also, if you are interested in nightlife, there's some great options for nightlife at Universal City Walk. There's Pat O'Brien's, which is like a piano, piano bar type of atmosphere. And there's lots of things to do. So on really both ends of the spectrum, you've got the family entertainment with the mini golf and the movie theater, and then you've got, if you're out for date night or something like that, you have some options as adults too. And then great shopping that works for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can even get a tattoo on City Walk. There's a tattoo parlor. Yes.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Learn something new every day.
You do. Yes.
So let's talk about your personal favorite thing to do. So let's each share our favorite thing, like entertainment thing to do at Universal City Walk.
Katie's getting a tattoo?
Yeah. I don't even have a tattoo.
Well, Katie Johnson likes to get tattoos. I agree, Katie Kennedy. I agree. I love taking the water taxis, especially like if you go back to your hotel in the evening, if you're staying at one of the resorts that do have the water taxi, and then coming back in the evening, seeing all the lights. I just like walking around, and sometimes it's a little bit cooler out there because you're on the water versus maybe in a park. But I like walking around and seeing the lights, hearing some of the live music that you'll hear out there.
For sure.
And who doesn't love to shop? Like I could stay in that Universal store literally all day and never find everything that I could possibly want.
I'm hitting toothsomes for like a great, shake or some ice cream or some chocolate.
Definitely. And I think mine would probably be specifically the Harry Potter section of the Universal Studios store. They have a great selection of stuff, and I just really like it in there. So that would be my favorite thing. So speaking of food, because we already name dropped Toothsome, what is there to eat at Universal City Walk?
Oh,
Got a
the yumminess.
variety.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so hard because you go on vacation and it's like, I feel like half the time I'm eating
I
because
know.
there's so many good food and so many things you want to try.
Mhm.
My personal favorite in CityWalk is Antijitos. They have amazing tableside guac, really good margaritas, and just they have live music there usually every night. So that's my favorite, and we always eat there.
And that says a lot coming from you because you're from Texas, right? And so your Tex-Mex, right? Like
Yes,
yeah.
yes, it is, and it's good food. It is, and the guac. I love guac. So
And it's like a station that they wheel through the restaurant
yes,
too. Like
it's
they
like
make it right there.
legit really good. They've put all of the right seasonings and toppings.
Mhm.
Ask you exactly how you like it. Hot or mild with the
Mhm.
jalapenos. So yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's one of my favorite places too, for sure. There's other table service restaurants too, right? Like let's talk about kind of table service first and then we'll kind of hit some of the quick service stuff. What other table service options are there?
Margaritaville.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was what I was going to say.
Margaritaville is there.
Yeah.
Love it.
Fan
And
favorite.
it's very good. Plus, there's live music.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then if you
So-
still want some seafood, you can go to Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
Mhm.
And
Or cowfish.
yeah.
Cowfish, yes.
Cowfish
And
is
so-
like a fusion of like a burger
it
place
is.
and sushi.
It's
Yeah.
so good
It's
though.
perfect.
They have the
It's
best
perfect for my
sushi.
family. Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
had
Yeah.
a
For my
really
family.
good salad there. Can you believe it?
Mhm.
It was awesome.
Yummy. That sounds good.
And as you
Um,
saw before, there's Vivo's,
yes.
the Italian restaurant.
I love that one too. That one is so good. There's also Big Fire. If you're looking for a place that's a little bit more, maybe if you want like a nice kind of romantic atmosphere for like date night or something, Big Fire is a really good choice. There's Red Brick Oven. There's
Mhm.
Toothsome. We're forgetting one. Oh, Hard Rock
Yeah.
Kitchen.
Hard Rock.
Hard
Hard
Rock.
Rock. Which
Yeah.
that Hard Rock is actually, it has the most memorabilia of any Hard
Mhm.
Rocks in the world.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
if you are a music fan, you definitely want to make sure you eat there, stroll through the restaurant, and see all that memorabilia.
Mhm. And there's also the
CBS?
Embassy Grill.
Yeah,
Embassy Grill.
Embassy, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that
Oh,
one.
yep.
Yep. And now
Great place to
they're
catch sports.
oh yes,
Yes.
for sure. Like they have the big screens on the outside
Yeah.
of yeah.
All over it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So what about quick service? If you're not wanting a full like sit down meal, what do you have?
A donut
like
at
the
Voodoo
bread
Donut.
Oh, well, that too. But the bread box
I was waiting for
good.
Voodoo. Oh, bread box is really good.
Bread
Yeah,
box.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Yes.
It's like a really good value. The sandwiches are big, but
Yeah.
not too bad expensive.
And they have a oh, what is it? It's the Chinese like place.
They also have some chain
PF
restaurants.
chain.
Like Panda.
Panda Express.
Panda,
Yes,
that's
that's
what-
And
Don't
do
they
they
have a Burger King?
I
I
think
think
Yes.
so.
and then
Yes,
what
and
about Chipotle?
Starbucks.
Yeah.
There
Yes.
is the Starbucks. Do they have a Chipotle
Yes.
or they
I think-
do?
I think they did. I don't know if they still do, but
Okay.
I think they definitely did at one point.
Yeah. So it is nice
Um,
because there's those less expensive
Yes.
chain restaurants that people might be more familiar with, or kids
Yeah.
if they're super picky or whatever. You can
Kids,
still
yeah.
eat
There's a hot dog
very
place.
inexpensively.
Yeah.
the hot dog place.
There is a hot dog
Yeah.
place. There's a Cinnabon. If you want
And
like
they're
a,
pretzels.
We're gonna be hungry after this.
I know. There's also the brand new bao bun place that they just opened. Like it just opened like earlier this month. So if you're into like the steamed bao buns and everything, they have a whole lot of good things to choose from there. So I mean,
And
you
they
really
also have a lot of maybe not a lot, but they do have some like the carts that are out there for
Mhm.
different types of drinks, right?
Yeah.
Beer and
Yeah.
Yes.
margaritas and those kinds of things. So you
Mhm.
can grab an alcoholic beverage if you want and stroll through CityWalk as you're enjoying that as well.
Yeah. And like popcorn kiosks
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Coke free style stations and stuff too. So I mean, you're
Mhm.
really not like hurting for food options in
No.
CityWalk.
No.
So now that we've covered kind of the breadth of what there is to eat there, let's make it a little bit more personal. What is your favorite thing to eat in Universal CityWalk?
I'm going donuts.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with Voodoo Donuts for
Right.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Try one of each.
What's your favorite donut from there? Do you have a favorite
Oh my
donut?
gosh. Well, see, I like chocolate. So anything that is chocolate on top of chocolate with a little bit of chocolate drizzle on it, and they have stuff like that.
Maybe a little chocolate on the inside too. Like
like a Boston cream with chocolate. Yeah. My son loves the giant. They have a strawberry frosted one that he loves, which is really good. So yeah, we hit that up every time we go there. And then you can take a picture in front of the store in the giant donut chair, which is awesome. So take some memories home.
That's right.
I think my favorite's just the classic Hard Rock. It's nostalgic for me, and it just speaks universal. But also the kids' meals, they come out in guitar-shaped plates. Oh, and the dipping sauce is like up the neck of the guitar. So that's fun for me.
Yeah, kids love that for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. I already said my favorite. It's Antijitos, but I do love Twosomes for dessert as well. Yes. Like their shakes are incredible, and we'll actually eat there as well. And their tachos are really good. So I usually order the tachos appetizer and then have me a shake from Twosomes.
Yep. I would have to agree. My favorite is Antijitos as well. But I also really love Toothsome and Vivo. I've had some really good meals at both of those locations. Last time I ate at Toothsome, I got their 4-cheese flatbread, and it has like scoops of ricotta cheese on top of it. It's very good. And it was like the perfect, because it's a very thin crust. So it was like the perfect lead into one of their sundaes or one of their shakes. Like you were satisfied, but you weren't like so full that you couldn't have dessert. And you want to leave room for dessert at Toothsome for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, if I'm like picking just solely based on the food and desserts don't really factor into it, I would have to go with Antijitos, because I love their queso. I love their chips and salsa. I love their enchiladas. Like it's just I've never had anything there that was bad. So that would be what I picked for sure. So I think we don't have very many questions. I think we did have a comment that came through at the beginning. Oh, hello. Thank you for joining us. And just keep in mind too, that these videos do stay in the group. So many of you may be happening upon this after it's already finished going live. Just know that it's not too late to ask a question. So if you have a question about Universal City Walk, you can still drop that in the comments after the live portion is over. We still monitor these posts, and we can come back and answer that question for you at a later date. But thank you so much for all of you that did join and watch with us tonight. We really appreciate it. We had a lot of fun chatting about Universal City Walk, and just keep in mind, if you have maybe a longer stay and about halfway through, your Universal trip, if you're like, we kind of need a break from the parks, take a day or an evening and go over to City Walk, because there is just so much to see and do there. And so it's a great kind of pair with a resort day. Like maybe you took the morning at the pool and you want to go have dinner or, do something fun in the evening. Definitely check out Universal City Walk. And if you're visiting some of the other theme parks in the Orlando area, you can still hop on over to Universal City Walk too and just try it out. So it is a really, really fun place to spend some time. If you're interested in planning a trip with any of the marvelous agents that you heard from tonight, our contact information is all the way back at the beginning of the video. So feel free to go back and check that out. Remember that our planning services are completely free when you book your vacation through us, and that it's the same price to book through us as it is to book directly through Universal. It's also the same, payment policies, terms and conditions, and everything like that too. So really all that you're doing that's different is you're getting a little extra help and expertise planning your vacation, and everything else stays the same. So next Sunday night, we are going to be in our Disney World group. We're going to be talking about why you shouldn't skip Epcot at Walt Disney World. This is something that I hear people say all the time, like, oh, there's not much at Epcot, you can skip that one. So we're going to talk about why that's objectively false next week in our Disney World group. So come hang out with us there if you're thinking about also visiting Walt Disney World. And again, thank you so much for watching us tonight. We hope to see you next week for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye, everybody.
Bye.